one other name I just wanted to talk about because he's sitting 10th in Yoda, and I don't know what the hell to do with him, whether to keep him there or whether he should be downgraded, and that is Cedric Coward. Washington State wing, 21 years old, so a little on the older side for a prospect, but he is long, and he is a great leaper, and he makes freaking everything. 71% on twos, 40% on threes, 84% from the free throw line. And yes, he only played, 6 games this season.
Yeah.
But I went back and looked, and those numbers, basically all of his numbers, including like strong rebounding, strong assists, decent steals, relatively low turnovers. Those were all pretty consistent with what he's done throughout his collegiate career. And he's a guy I would just be really intrigued by picking. I think that the mock draft consensus has him lower, later in the draft. I've got him 10th overall. So
he's rising in a lot of these convos that come up here too. Like this is a guy that went from like not on boards to late second, early second, late first. He still shows up kind of that way. He's 29th on that big board you mentioned, but you're hearing some could he go lottery convos right now.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that from what I've been able to determine about him, he seems kind of the prototypical player that teams are looking for. That athletic wing who can really shoot it, and will also defend and rebound and do some playmaking. I mean, he did all of that, and so he's a guy. Like I say, I don't know if I would pick him 6th. And I'm curious. I guess he got hurt. He hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yes, shoulder. Yeah. Sorry, there's enough injuries this year. I can't keep track of everybody. Yeah, I want to say he had to have shoulder surgery and is still not cleared for contact. Right now, he's doing 5-on-0 kind of stuff with people and working out.
He had a partially torn labrum in his shoulder.
So this is a guy that started out playing Division III basketball, and they asked him, hey man, you're going to be an NBA player. How did you start out playing Division III basketball? Does that just mean everybody missed on you and you were the sleeper? And he's like, no, I just wasn't good at basketball. And that was a wake-up call for me that I had to work really hard to actually get good.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that as an answer of just just people sleep on me. Everybody says the same shit, but just no, I sucked. And I had to kind of figure it out is awesome. Transfers to Eastern Washington, doesn't really do much, his first year there. And then by second year is one of the best players in the Big Sky, scorching the nets, doesn't miss essentially. Transfers to Washington State, gets hurt after 6 games or whatever the case was.
Yeah.
This is a dude, I think, that if he'd had the sample size, I think you nailed it, of the archetype that all teams want is just worst case scenario, this is a 3-and-D wing.
Yeah.
And this draft doesn't really have that. It's actually a good guard draft. It's a good big draft. But this is another reason, and maybe the last guy we'll talk about here too, is an Arizona freshman, Carter Bryant, has really seen his name, rise through this draft process for the same reason of, this is a freshman that only averaged 6 and 4. But there aren't many 6'8" guys that are good athletes that shoot a reasonable percentage. And I think for that reason, somebody is going to take Cedric Coward, around, the lottery just because of it.